hello to the early game. We're rather early gamers. Woo! Sneaking on in here. Welcome, welcome. Still doing a bit of prep work per usual, but welcome. It's good to have you all. Drive Live asks, did Eric get a haircut? No, I didn't. But I did style my hair specifically for that thumbnail, so that's probably what you're referring to. What will I leak today? Oh, that's a great question. Stick around to find out. Yeah, there's a couple of little tweaks and improvements that I am absolutely able to show. In regards to the full-blown Zarkov content, we're not gonna be going that direction in today's stream. It's gonna be a little bit more casual gameplay material, but we'll be talking about a lot of what you guys have provided for us and making this whole experience better. So it's gonna be nice in that regard. It's gonna be nice. Some cool stuff. Meme stream confirmed. Oh dear. Oh gosh. My voice is too quiet. Uh-oh. We can always tweak those values. Is that better? Oh gosh, I still got more stuff to prep, but let me know if that volume for my voice is good or if it sucks and we gotta fix that. I'm prepping some other things. We're almost live, just a couple more minutes. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's time to get all up in this. I also forgot to do the transition, so it's gonna be really not clean right now. Oh no, it was perfect! Perfect transition for the win. Oh my gosh, I'm so thrilled. Everything's working as intended, guys. Wow. That's never to be expected, by the way. That's just the game life of a game dev. Holy cow, but gosh, that was delightful. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ROCKFISH stream. I'm your host and your guide, Eric Schrader, your community ambassador. And man, do I want to brag about you guys today. Holy cow. Guys, goodness gravy. The pilots out here who dove into the experimental branch willingly with open arms, understanding 100% that there's going to be lots of bugs and issues and problems along the way, and not complain about those things whatsoever, but only provide feedback. Oh my gosh, seriously though, you guys have been absurd diving in and like cracking things open, exploiting as much as you can, giving us like the reproduction steps of like how all that stuff works. You guys have been crazy thorough. The forums have been I mean, the forums are always a mixed bag, but filtering through that and seeing like the things that are really bothering you guys or the stuff that you don't feel should fit, it has been so good. You guys have been so thorough. So thank you for this, because you are just like paving the way for a remarkable launch come next week for the Zarkov update. Like, awesome. Like, we're gonna bring that in. People are gonna dive into this update. You know, the GOG users are gonna have their first pass, if you will, when they see it next week. I think they're just gonna be mind blown. Everyone who hasn't participated in the experimental, who's going to be entering in, like, wow, you guys have been so thorough. Just thank you for that. Seriously, like, huge shout out. Like, where's my button? There it is. Like, huge shout out to you. Just like straight out of the gates here. It's been absurd. So, and it's not just gonna be about like me giving you praise right now, because that's too easy for me. I wanna talk about some of the specifics and what you guys have done to better the game space itself. Because there's been a lot. There's been a lot of it. So, and then also at the end of the stream, we're gonna be showcasing a bit of the screenshots and the fan art that you guys have been providing, which has been so good. It's been fun, it's been funny, it's been dynamic and exciting, and I'll also straight up tell you that our PR and marketing's also looking at these some of these shots, you guys, better than AAA handcrafted, organized shots that they do for their performances. You guys are popping out standard, unaltered screenshots from what you guys do in your little compositions. Like, freaking wow, that's in like absurd praise right there. So we'll be getting into some of that. You guys are nuts. That's what I'm saying here. You guys are so good. Exploits, clever use of game mechanics. Fair, that's fair. But you help us figure. The point is, Kazaa, I know you're joking, but like, the point is that you're helping us refine what the intended pathway is meant to be. So if you're finding something that's an exploit that's really fun, we go, oh, how can we actually keep making this fun but also fit in our vision, you know? And if you're finding something that's just like straight up not fun and it's an exploit, yeah, we nip that in the bud. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's go ahead and load in to where we were at sort of last time. I think this is still the documented location right out of the home base. It's a good starting point for us because we can kind of go in a lot of different directions. So through this, I think what we're gonna do, obviously you guys can choose if you want the Scout or the Vanguard. We can also head over to one of the merchants, that's what they're called, shipyards, if you will, and we can buy a different ship altogether if you'd like that as well. And then we'll just keep going from that point. So also, I just want to say hello to everybody on Twitch. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello to everybody on Steam. We should be live. I've got green lights all around showing that it's flowing. So if you guys have any questions through the course of this stream, while I'm also kind of bragging about the community, let me know in your respective chat. It will get filtered to me in some way, degree, or capacity, and we will we'll do things like that. Cool. So, all that said, no experimental for GOG this time too. Yeah, no, GOG doesn't have the option. We just can't. Steam does, so we use it. That's the short of it. That's all. All right, so we got one little question out here already, and I think Michael's already jumped on it. I love it. I love it. So So the question is, I know there's little crossover between the two games and it shouldn't be a contest anyway, but how many people here are disgruntled Elite players like me? Well, first off, yeah, I mean, no worries. Like, there's a lot, like, we all love space games, right? Like, I think if you're here and you're watching this stream, in general, you're gonna know, like, you heard Elite. Nobody, at least most people, like 99% of the viewership here, if you don't know what Elite is, I think there's a missed opportunity there, right? But Michael dives in, and this is what he has to say. Just gonna read this aloud for everyone here. He says, "We genuinely hope that we have Elite Dangerous pilots who are just looking for a different kind of space game experience, as we have a ton of respect for frontier development. In fact, we probably wouldn't even be in business without them." That's a long story. So the more space games, the merrier. That's how game development operates. We play a ton of space games ourselves. It has inspired our own directions, our own ideas. We simply wouldn't exist if there wasn't other space games out there. And of course, we want more variety. So it's like, oh, well, you want exploration, there's this. You want combat, there's that. You want simulation, there's this over here. You want like an amalgamation of sorts. You want create, like, there are all sorts of directions you can take it. It's beautiful. I love it so much. It's great. So thank you for that. Very wholesome response, Michael. Very good stuff. Will we ever hear that story? Actually, Michael, do we have an interview where you talk about that? Is that in like the full-blown Space Games film? Oh my gosh. I wonder if we could link to that. That's a big one. But I digress. Anyway, so which ship are we flying? What ship are we flying? We go on the Vanguard? We go on the Scout? Do we want to pick something else out? Tiberius, I would love to crack open that conversation during the course of the stream. I do need to redirect and make sure our focus is EVERSPACE too, but for the moment, I'm going to give you the obligatory Google it. It's such a dirty response when but that's what I'm going to give you. But I want to like steer things back around. Let's focus in. I want to see what you guys want to fly. I see a bomber request. That's good. That's a good request. New missiles and bomber. Okay, I'm liking that. I'm liking that request. We could go with bomber. I also had a conversation with Matthias like right before we started the stream. Matthias, for those of you who don't know, he is the ship modeler, the player ship modeler. He does a lot of the extensive work on making all the details pop. And this just tying right into all the community elements. We've seen a lot of requests and praise in regards to the emissive lights, the ship colors. Thanks, Andy. Big shout out to Andy there as well. And bringing these all together, you guys want more. And I mean, I'm not surprised, but note that the ship models are actually not 100% done. So Matthias ended up telling me like, there's more detail now on the Sentinels and the Interceptors tier 2 wings. So we might look at some of that today if we have the opportunity. I legitimately don't know what ships are available at the shops we'll be going to, but there's more detail to be had, and we'll even see more detail on Striker wings as well. It's just like a constant thing in progress. So we might get to that during the stream, we might not, but for those of you who have been like, I want more details, I want more emissives, I want more blah, 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 like, yes. So it's all good. Oh my gosh, CSGO Chicken Joe. We pride ourselves in how we respond to the community. Also, Google it. Absolutely savage. Oh my gosh. But you know what I'm saying. I know you're being playful there. So, here we go. Oh man, now I'm seeing a lot of Vanguards show up. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the Vanguard. We're gonna fly it through a zone. And battle, and then we're gonna go to a store and we're gonna buy a bomber. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna take this puppy, fly somewhere, blow stuff up, and then we'll go pick up a bomber. Everyone gets a little bit of what they want, yeah? Unknown signal. Hopefully it's not something silly or strange. But man, some of these game tweaks, oh my gosh. We're getting this pretty soon. Pretty soon. Oh, okay, sniper drone. Precise pulse laser, please. Perfect. Wonderful. All right, armor drone. We'll keep using the pulse laser since it's a very accurate weapon if you can actually use it precisely. Line up your shots. There we go. The Jaeger pulse laser in particular. And then we'll get our nice decimator action. Beautiful. Nice and simple. Vanguard super fast. I didn't even take advantage of the Vanguard special there. That was silly of me. So the Vanguard here, oh, here we go. We can probably do it here. Yes, with the Viper in particular. The Vanguard gains a bonus for attacking the rear of enemy ships. So think of like shooting their engines gives you a bonus. And when you are flying so much faster than them, like look at that armor, I just cleaned through it. Didn't even have to focus down any of the armor points on the ship itself. That feels good. Nice. Wonderful. So interior still's gonna be getting more cleanup in the future. For anyone wondering about that. You can tell, like, even in the very, very middle, if you look above the shields that we have right now, there's a symbol, the wings on the side. It's like kind of like looks like that right in the middle. You see that right there? That's actually the Sentinel's graphic that we use. Each ship has their own little custom graphic to identify what type of ship it is. We haven't replaced that yet in any of the cockpits, so that's one little detail that is coming, a very little detail, but there's a lot more still coming to the cockpits. It's gonna be in time. This is not coming by the Zarkov update itself, but rest assured, we're on it. A lot more to go, as well as some customization in that department as well. One second, sorry. Okay. So let's head over to Nephew's planes now. You can see the sniper drone. Why nerf it from the first game? I mean, first game, different game type, right? Like, we wanted there to be a particular experience in the roguelike formula where everything was meant to be dire. Everything was meant to be important. Everything was meant to be fast. Like, you needed to accomplish your tasks quickly, right? And EVERSPACE 2, we wanted to scale that back a little bit more. You have this space to go more to where you desire without being rushed into things. It's more your pace. And while we are carrying over a lot of the traits and abilities from EVERSPACE 1 into EVERSPACE 2 in similar formats, we are shaping some things up in ways that we feel are better handled for the vision that we have in store. Does this mean that every single one of the sniper drones in EVERSPACE 2 at this point will not have a cloaking device? We never said that. Remember, we still have another year's worth of development for this game. There's a lot of things that can happen from now until then, including the addition of a lot of new little enemy types as well. So change was just something that we felt was necessary for, at the very least, the start of early access and testing its grounds. Nothing too crazy there, I hope. All right, let's take out these drones, then we're gonna go land, and then we'll talk about some of the community changes. Yeah, they are incredibly mobile in EVERSPACE 2 versus EVERSPACE 1, where they literally sat there. So EVERSPACE 1, it was more like, okay, find the target, which makes sense in a game that you're trying to conserve as much time as possible, right? It's like, I have to find this quickly. It's encouraged through the course of that gameplay routine. And EVERSPACE 2, now it's like, okay, well, you have the space to do what you want. Well, this enemy is now going to approach you at different angles. You're gonna fly towards him, he's gonna fly away. Like, it's a different challenge, right? It's just different. Is one better than the other? Goodness gravy. We could crack open subjective ideas all day, every day, but I think that, you know, don't worry about that too much. Don't look into that too closely. I think you'll just upset yourself. Okay, let's see what ships we have. We have a Sentinel-2 here, which, Matthias, are you actually in chat? I'm curious. Matthias, if you are in chat, say hello or something. But I'm already seeing a lot of added points of emissive lights showing up on this ship. And I want to know the details of like what was improved. But he may or may not be in chat to answer that wholly. It's all good. All I know is that he's been going ham on these ship models for you guys. You all want more and he keeps making more. It's like, what? Don't we have a list of like 5,000 things to do? Oh, but nope. We're gonna make these ships look even more awesome. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got that Sentinel-2. We got a different wing variation for the Vanguard. I like it. Than the one that we're currently using. Striker 2. This one I was told not to show. Whoops. But basically, this is technically a blockout. These wings are getting a lot more improvements. So if you like this style, guess what? There's more coming to it. We got this gunship 2, a scout. Here we go. We wanted a bomber. We got 2 bombers. So do we want the green bomber or the silver bomber? Obviously, we can change the colors too. Stat-wise, they are the same. Passives, we got 20% reduced damage from enemy explosive and 50% reduced damage from Arc 9000 explosion. Or the exact same passives. Wow, okay. That's fine, game. That's fine. I know my body's blocking it. The passives are listed literally right behind me, but that's fine. Okay, well, we'll just get the bomber, sell our Vanguard, take this for a spin. Give us hard mode. Oh, we will. Yeah. We will. Just gotta wait for it. Okay, so we need missiles. Let's see if we can buy any secondaries that are new to the game. Nope, not yet. We're not gonna crack open new stuff too much today, just so that you're all aware. But in regards to new, hang on a second, I want to pull this up. Just some of the things that we have been tweaking based on your guys' feedback. Like the perks and their effects, and paired with devices especially, we've ironed out several of those exploits. Thanks, Kazaa, for that. Man, 0 cooldown. That's pretty cool. Definitely not intended. But no, we have been tweaking like the play it safe perk, for example. The duration of its effect is down from a whopping 12 seconds down to 5. We have been seeing a lot of people in, like, you know, the challenge, they give us a challenge mode, give us difficulty slider, you know, whatever. That's still in the works, but we are tweaking and improving the enemy strength. So like from statistical value standpoint, not just from the AI standpoint, like we're increasing the whole hit points of certain enemy types, as well as making G&B targets a bit meatier instead of them just like melting from 2 shots. That comes from your feedback as well. We will be doubling the quantum tether effect range for the Striker. A lot of you guys have shown that the Striker's ultimate it's skill-based. That's what it is. It's a skill-based ultimate. And some of you have been doing some very skillful things, but then getting kind of shafted for that. We've been watching your streams. We've been seeing the feedback you're providing, and we're like, you know what? That needs to be doubled. So we doubled it. There you go. We also have decreased the Interceptor's passive perk that recharges weapon overdrive with critical hits, because that one was getting exploited quite a lot. Not intended by design. We want the Interceptor to be powerful, and it is, even from this reduction. I want to be incredibly clear with that. Holy cow, some of the Interceptor builds I've seen from you guys and from what your reports have been, absurd damage outputs. Absolutely absurd damage outputs. Very cool though, because that's how the Interceptor is built. Its focus is more on firepower and fast fire rate weapons and stuff like that. So good to see that you are using the ships in line with kind of that direction you're taking them, and then building them out to be absurd. Now, I also want to point out that even though I'm listing a lot of these things as kind of like nerfs to various elements, don't get too scared. There's a lot of what we recognized as well that we were like, oh man, that sounds really cool. I wonder if there's ways that we could encourage more of that exploration of an exploit. So a lot of what we've seen, like with the device cooldowns and stuff, we don't want it to be remove the cooldown, but we do like the effects that we see from gaining a lot of utility, for example. So if you wanted to go for a utility focused build and reduce your device cooldown, your device, and increase your device kinetic damage and energy damage, we encourage that, because you're making a sacrifice, right? You're removing your firepower, precision, structure, resistance, and expertise to gain those massive benefits for your devices. Totally something we want to see done. So we're making sure that we are honoring that from your feedback and not just saying, that's too powerful, we need to fix it. Like that, no, we like it. We like how that's feeling for you guys. We like that a lot. So very, very good stuff. Also fixed some bugs that resulted in some incredibly easy fights from the, I always forget the name of what it's called, the AI director. You know, we talked about the AI director a bit from the last stream because it's a very important and prominent topic for how that is making adjustments to the game difficulty. Some of you guys have expressed a lot of joy over it. Some of you have expressed a lot of hatred over it. It's going to come and go, but this is the nature of what we're moving into. So I hope that you guys can understand that. So providing the feedback of what's happening when you're experiencing 12 enemies or more in combat is really good feedback for us, because we can get it to where that needs to be balanced, where it feels good. So it's providing that authentic challenge without being so incredibly overwhelming that the game is unfun or unplayable. So thank you for that particular feedback and continuing in those directions. Man, I could keep talking. There's so much in regards to this. I want to get back to the gameplay for a little bit. Maybe we can revisit and dive in a little bit more with other details that have been tweaked. But like, as I'm sharing you, some of them, we tweaked these ourselves, but like most of this stuff I'm reading off, it's coming directly from the forums. It's coming directly from little PMs and documentations. It's coming from videos that you've been posting on YouTube. It's coming from your streams. So thank you. Sincerely, like from ROCKFISH to you, you guys have been absolutely freaking kick-ass. So thank you. There's a lot more this stuff coming. This is all going to be implemented for the Zarkov update next freaking week. Like, that's all of this stuff is like from the experimental branch. Insane, actually insane. So okay, so we got our bomber. We could use a little bit more equipment. So let's go get some equipment from, you know, from enemies. Oh yeah, I like that. Oh wait, we need a ship coloration. I need one ship color. One ship color from Steam, one ship color from Twitch.
Left the DMZ, but I am certain you'll get there.
And one ship color from YouTube, and that's how we're gonna decide what colors. Shuzan, if you can hook me up with the color that's stated over on Steam, that's gonna help me out a lot. Oh man, there's a battle on Twitch right now. Ooh, I'm liking what YouTube's bringing as well. That's good, that's good. Vanta Black, oh Janox, goodness gravy. I've seen that request before. I think that's a meme request. You correct me if I'm wrong. We're not gonna do Vanta Black, but and if we did, we'd of course call it just Black Hole or something. No color from Steam yet? Okay. Steam, come on. You're in the queue. You're in the queue. So another thing to point out, I like that. I do like my blue. I do like this blue. Bloodstar colors are always popping. This camera, by the way, this camera angle, some of you have pointed out like it's kind of hard to tell what's changing based on when you're choosing things. This is something that is planned to be changed, to have particular camera angles that show you what's being adjusted when you choose. Not a meme request, it's a legit request. Oh my god. Well, you're gonna have to take that up with Uva. Woo! I can send it. I just don't know how effective a Vanta Black would be for showing Mattia's great ship modeling, you know? I feel like it's counterintuitive. But regardless, you know, if we see the request enough, I suppose we might be able to do something. All right, so let's look at all of the ship colors. And we're gonna add in what I think is the most requested from each. So let's see, on Twitch, I'm surprised Twitch didn't vote for more purple. I see one purple. I see a couple for blue. I see pink, silver, green, orange. I see two for orange. I see another for purple. We've got a lot of conflict here. We gotta settle this. Purple, silver from Steam. Okay, I think we're gonna have to go with purple and silver then, because I see requests from silver also on Twitch. YouTube's got the reds and pinks. Oh my gosh. All right, so Twitch, or excuse me, YouTube, let's see. Pink should never be too overdone, okay? Should never be too overdone. If you're gonna overdo it, you gotta like soften it a little bit, okay? So we might do something like that with the pink. We'll see where the other elements of this go. Silver as the main or purple as the main? Ooh, I kind of like the purple as the main. Do we want like blue purple or do we want more of a red purple? I think we're gonna go with a more reddish purple to complement that pink, or actually, we could make the pink stand out even further. Okay, but then let's see like the silver, a reflective silver. We are getting in some interesting space here. Look, with great power over your color options comes great responsibilities, guys. Let me tell you what. I almost wonder if we should go silver for the main body of it all, and then give our highlights the purple and the pink. Ooh. Oh, I'm feeling this. What do you guys think? What about something like that? This color scheme is something that my sister would design. Maybe. Make the pink a rough metallic. It almost looks purple now. Your sister has good tastes. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of added colors, so you can go in a lot of different directions now. Yeah, I'm seeing some individuals say no pink match the purple. I think we might need to, just to bring this together. That's a lot of silver, though. That's even more silver. I wonder if AI behavior will be different with different enemies level, and we will meet mixed levels of enemies in the same place. Like, for example, bomber level 10 flying around and shoot long-range missiles, and level 20 get close spam mines and shoot with scattergun more aggressively. Question comes over from Steam, so let me just answer the AI behavior and the level variety. So a lot of our intended methodology pertaining to the ship levels is that as they increase in levels, it's not going to simply be a matter of statistics. So a level 20 versus a level 10 in this case, yes, their stats will be different, but we have planned that the AI of the level 20 operates more intelligently than the level 10. So this is going to be from maneuverability to abilities. It's also going to depend on the type of ship itself. So in the case of this, with like a bomber, you're having two bombers, one that's long range shooting missiles, and the other one that's up close in your face with a scatter gun. You're probably not going to see too much of that. So to temper the expectations here, when you see a certain enemy type, they're all going to be operating fairly similarly for all intents and purposes. You can see variations of that enemy type. For example, an outlaw scout and an outlaw prospector. The outlaw prospector is a Bloodstar variant. Those will operate differently, even though they are technically both scouts. So we are in the process of making more variations to enemy types in the game, as well as adding new enemy types still, which you will see later in development. So hopefully that clears things up about what you envision pertaining to those levels, as well as how the ships are differentiated from one another. It is intended, it's very much intended, to have the ships be recognized in their style and in their look to perform a specific task against you. So I'm kind of digging this purple silver lineup, but let's see what happens if we toss in like a. I'm kind of liking the cold heat. That red comes through, but man, there's a bit of the conflict going on with these colors. That silver is almost too much. We need something to nullify it a little bit. We'll go with Stardust here, which kind of softens the blow. That's too bright. We can't decide on ship colors. Well, that's the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming to Eric Customizes a Spaceship. See, if you picked orange, you wouldn't be having this dilemma. Actually, you're not far off, because orange and purple, they really speak loudly to one another, and it actually kind of works. We could go in that direction. I like how I started with, okay, everybody send me a color request, and now I'm just like, nope, I'm gonna change it to what I think works. Oh my goodness. Do we have some issues with how we are going to be flying in style today? Absolutely. Am I too worried about that? Not so much, but let's at least get the colors of the emissive lights going in the right direction. We got some purple there, and then we'll also change these to orange. You see these subtle spots right along the wing, and on the back we've got these little pips. So we'll be glowing in the right colors at least. Then we'll just remove the decal for now. Is this the most beautiful ship you've ever flown in your life? Nah, this ain't it, champ. But that's okay. We're gonna go with it anyway. So thanks everyone for your ideas, your directions. We're just gonna wing it. So otherwise, let's go ahead and find some things to do. Destroy structures? Oh my gosh, that sounds beautiful for a bomber. Destroy structures again? Yes, let's just do it again. Search and destroy? Absolutely. I just want to destroy stuff at this point. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's do that. Yellow, gold, night, complement. Oh yeah, that would also work. Well, one thing's for certain, the ship stands out. I can feel Michael face palming right now. Guys, Michael is very intentional with the color choice that we have in the game. He understands how colors are meant to go together. And he also understands that this ain't it, but you can do a lot with the colors that we have provided. And there's still more customization coming. I can say that all the time. So Michael, thank you for bearing with the chat. Looks like a butterfly. It kind of does. And this is the tier 2 variant of the bomber, so everyone's aware. So the wings in the back have expanded, and there's more details on the front wings as well. Now, The body and the engines of this ship have not been made customizable yet. So there's still more detail work that will be introduced into the game to provide more variety for this. So much more. So much more. Actually, silver to the second color probably would have been a good call. I'm just gonna give props to Fins for that suggestion. That probably would have been better, but I digress. We're stuck now. I also not deny the fact that my graphic design background is making me cringe over this ship a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine, guys. Are the new ships already in the game? So the Bomber and the Vanguard. Technically, yes. Vanguard was added in the last Bomber was added in the last update. Vanguard is in the experimental branch and will go live with the Zarkov drop next week. All right, so we're gonna find ourselves some secondaries, and if we don't after a while, we'll craft some. I like how we're engaged with some Bloodstar out here too. So this Prospector, this is a variation of the Outlaw Ravager. We talked about variations earlier. The Prospectors are a bit more devious in how they aggress the player because they are slippery. They get away. They don't just let you keep shooting at them over and over. When they have a component get blown off, they hit the boost. Beam laser, okay, all right. So let's go see what this Prospector is doing. Shooting a thermo gun at us. I'm not too concerned about that. For those of you who have never used a bomber before,
well, that happened.
Your secondaries, use them excessively. Your secondaries regenerate. They aren't consumed upon use. Very good. All right, mines to the face of this Outlaw Viper because I don't want to deal with him very long. Good. Stay out of the corrosion effect. This was actually added to the Viper's destruction recently. Non-moving targets, easily destroyed by rockets. Oops. Well, that was supposed to be way cooler than what that was. I just blasted an Arc 9000 in my face. Thankfully, we didn't just instantly die. Or maybe we could have. Maybe we should have. We'll have to get another chance to show that Arc 9000. This would have been a nice, juicy target for that too, man. I'm a little sad that happened, but you know, live streams, who knows what's gonna happen. Beautiful. Okay, we just have an energy coil left. Where is it? Oh, I see it. He's hiding from us. There we go. Ravager.
Nefty's station.
This is Nefty's station.
I finished the job.
Affirming your signature. Thank you.
All right, cool. Now I'm gonna do a quick check to make sure we got this bug fixed. Nope, doesn't look like we fixed that bug yet, so no big deal. We're still ironing out a couple more kinks. But let's see if we've got any new tools to play with. We have a beam laser. We'll go ahead and cycle that on. Looks like that's going to be it for the moment. We'll keep finding more goods. So let's see. Where are we close to? Let's go here. Check the chat. Oh my gosh, I'm missing the chat. I see a question. I do see a question. Will there be different layouts for the colors? Example, primary colors on the wings and secondary color for the main hull. So the way that the models are designed is that when they are established, they have a primary, a secondary, and a tertiary coloring location. So that's not going to be so much, like you can't mark different territories of where you want a splash of this color and a splash of that. You basically are choosing the color for the marked territories, okay? And all of the wing variations, all the bodies, all of the engines have different spots of where those colors show up. And they're also not done. So there's going to be more that show up in that time. But we can't allow for full-blown customization over every single ship model because we're going into some very extreme detail there for just customization that takes away our time from bringing fruit to the rest of the game. So we still have a ton more wings, a ton more bodies, a ton more engines that we're still bringing to the fray, as well as 2 more ships you haven't seen yet. Let us get that done first. And if after that, and we've shown more customization options to you at that point, if you still want more, maybe we can have a discussion there. But there's a lot with that. Playing classic EVERSPACE while you watch the stream, it's messing with your head, man. Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, it's crazy, like how, like they're so similar and different at the same time, right? Absurd. Secondary regen, amazing, yes. Bomber secondary regen is basically amazing. I see that you guys might be, excuse me. I see that you guys might be referring to like ship skins because I saw like apply striped, checkered, wavy, stuff like that. And all I'm gonna say regarding to ship skins is that would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? Okay, let's go destroy more stuff. Also, I'm not concerned about not having healed up in this engagement. One of the wonderful features of the bomber is that they heal based on the damage that they do. They heal their hull, and their armor naturally heals whenever you get kills. That's applicable to all ships, but just pointing that out as well. Ow. Oh man, we could have used that gas tank. That would have been great. Probably don't want to hold the gas tank while we're getting shot. Not liking this beam laser. I want my autocannon back, even though it is broken. Prospector. See, these guys are those ranged variations of a scout. And we have an armor drone to boot. All right, very good. Woo! Bumping all over the place. Give ourselves a little bit more space. There's a lot of enemies in here too. Pulse laser's quite accurate though, so I'm liking how we have that. Gotta take care of the drones though. Do not like this prospector who's just getting cheap shots on me though. Prime Zapper, I will take that, please.
Handle this. Easy.
Ah, yeah, see this Overseer. Oh, I said Prospector earlier, but the Overseer, whenever you start chipping away at their armor, they tend to start running for it. Oh, and using this EMP, this is also something to point out. This is a big change that we felt was necessary based on your guys' feedback, so thank you for this as well. Basically, before we had it to where EMP, whenever we would hit our targets, it would create a 30-second EMP protective barrier for the opponent after that cooldown ended. Okay, I'm getting wrecked? Not really. I mean, I can heal everything back up in a bomber. Like, I see damage in a bomber as just like protection, straight up. If I've got 1 hit point, then I'm fine. But maybe I'm playing the bomber a little more lackadaisically, or not to what you would like to be played as, but I digress. That's how I view it. Anyway, with the EMP, we changed that operation of how it works with the ships, every single one, where the duration that they're immune to EMP effects is correlated to how long they were immune for. You might not know this because I don't have a stern example to show it. Hopefully I do real soon. I'm gonna see if I can just straight up craft. Yeah, let's do this. So I'm just gonna craft an EMP missile launcher to show this. We have to wait 20 seconds to use it. But EMP stacks on your opponent. Okay, so like, if the duration, for example, here is 6.19 seconds, and they get down to 4 seconds and you hit them again, it doesn't go up to 10.19 seconds. What it'll do is it'll restart that effect duration and go back up to 6.19 seconds, okay? And you can keep chaining EMPs on your target like that. You can keep chaining it on your targets like that. My goodness, let's see. Where's the... This guy is the one that's really going ham on us. We need to focus him down. Look at him boost away. Oh my gosh, they're smarter. There we go. So you see the EMP effect here? Never mind, he died too soon. All right, it's fine. The EMP resistance for this target, well, he's also gonna die, so it doesn't matter here. Ha! Who needs to EMP your foes when they're just dead anyway? Anyway, but the entire point of that, from your feedback, was to make sure that if you wanted an EMP heavy build, like EMP generator as your device, and then EMP missiles, and then maybe have some sort of EMP effect off of your shield, stuff like that, we want that to chain together. We want to encourage that. As it stood, when we had 30 seconds of invulnerability from an EMP effect, everyone was like, oh, well, you only need 1 of them. There's no point to use this device with that missile. If you're using that missile, there's no point to use that particular shield. If you're using that particular shit, like, we don't like that. We don't like that. So we are invoking that call to action. If you want an EMP heavy build, that it's far more explorable now through these adjustments. So thank you for that feedback as well. Okay, let's try round 2 with the Arc 9000, just to see if we can clear out this stuff. Oh, it might have been a bad shot. Maybe? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, that was delightful. That felt really good. And the base is gone. All right, so we're going to minimize the damage from this Outlaw Madcap. Take him out.
Do this.
Good. Oh my gosh. Lots more enemies surrounding us.
It's all done. Thank you.
Give ourselves some space. Come into my minefield. Yes, much better. Much better indeed. Good, good, excellent. Nice. So now we're more in a bit of a cleanup phase, and as you can see, like, even though I am out of nanobots, I'm out of nano injectors, all that type of stuff, our hull and our armor is slowly coming back to us. Now, we have not done anything whatsoever to help optimize this bomber at all. Like, we're a level 10 with a bunch of level 10, basically commons, common items. And we don't have a single augment to our name yet. If we wanted to, like, go crazy with a, I'm gonna call it life region build, because, you know, we're gamers here. That's what it is. If you wanted to go that direction, yeah, you could provide a ton of emphasis in your expertise here, and just like with every shot, be generating 2-3% of your hull right back. And tell you what, I've been playing the Vanguard way too much. That mobility, I miss it. Flying this bomber around, just like, come on, turn, come on. Seen a lot of people playing the Vanguard just because of that mobility alone. Also because it's new, but a lot of people saying it's their new favorite. Like, man. Look at these guys dodging my attacks from afar. Oh my gosh. Wait until we're close quarter to engage. Should have been using my prime zapper, since that immediately hits. Of course, it doesn't do as much damage. The trade-offs. Gotta choose your weapons wisely, I suppose. All right. A couple more to clean up here. Full armor feels good. And you want to say that this game does not need difficulty settings? Wait, who said the game does not need difficulty settings? Who said that? Yeah, what I'm showcasing here is I'm under spec'd for the opponents that I'm facing right now. Like, straight up under spec'd. But I've played the game once or twice. All right, there we go. Oh, ouch. I think we need to turn our attention to a different target.
Tools.
Hopefully we can keep moving in the same direction a little bit here and close the gap on this guy, because my goodness. Much better. Now we just got, let's see, there he is, the Demolisher. We'll get this Outlaw Scout down because he's low on health. Pulse laser, okay. Mine battle. Perfect. All right, let's see if we've got anything new or unique. Ooh, I like the scatter gun immediately. Get up close in their grill. Thermo gun as well. We'll just do a long range, short range motif here. I do need boost, but we're gonna take this. Everyone here is probably really good at the game too. I would hope so. I would hope so. I hope you guys are cracking this open and gaining some crazy amount of skills and then providing feedback on what that feels like for you, because that helps literally everyone else. But yeah, we've had a lot of individuals who say the game's too easy. It's all a matter of, you know, that perspective of where you're currently at. I would actually argue that even though we have a leveling system in EVERSPACE 2, that there is a lot of skill that is required in order to overcome the situations that you face. And as the game progresses, you're going to see more of that, since we have a lot of content you haven't seen yet, as well as in-game solutions and ideas. So that's just going to be something we have to keep on the back burner from cracking too far open at this time. But just do know that these are elements we have been thinking about a lot. We want to make sure that the difficulty feels good. We don't want you just like opening up the game and be like, oh, I'm playing EVERSPACE 2, pew pew, I beat 10,000 enemies and I pushed a mouse button twice. Like, that's not fun. We know that's not fun. There needs to be a challenge. We're incorporating that. There needs to be some level of skill that is applicable to where you're at and what you are doing. We're making sure that works. It's why we're going through like the different classes of ships. It's why we're having so many different unique modifiers and whatnot that you can collect along the way. And it's also why we're adding a difficulty selector later in development. There's so much to it. So I just hope that you can be patient with us as we make our way towards that goal, because right now, game's not done. I know you know that, and I shouldn't have to say it, but for somebody out there, I do. Game's not done. We're still working on it. And I hope that you see that the AI director is a very strong step to achieve that sort of challenge mentality that you're looking for. I am not good, I just go pure firepower. That's a build. If you go all full firepower and you just want to make your stats huge, I mean, that works, provided you can kill your enemy before they kill your incredibly low hull. So, I mean, it works. That's a pathway you can choose. Still requires you to target your foes or to get a jump on them before they can hit you back. Let's see. So a couple other changes. Oh, whoop, whoop, whoop. 1 second. There we go. All right. A couple other tweaks and modifications that we've made. Some to the missions, so we're not going to crack open any of those too much because it's technically spoiler territory, but you can see some modifications to that. Let's see. First person, no cockpit view. Having activated autopilot was creating some issues. We adjusted those tweaks that you guys caught. Retractable turrets could be destroyed by very high damage, like with the Annihilator virus. I've seen a lot of individuals, or actually rather, I haven't seen a lot of individuals remark on the changes to Annihilator virus. Makes us feel good because we think that it's in a much better spot. We think it was incredibly overpowered. And so long as you're not using any sort of cooldown exploit, then it feels pretty good. I think. I hope. Oh my goodness. Fixed the fast forwarding and travel mode for individuals who found out that it was affecting their game time, the play time. Definitely not intended. Invisible ship collisions, you guys pointed out, like, why am I hitting a wall here? Yeah, sorry about that, but also thank you. Oh my gosh. It just keeps going, guys. And again, like, all of this stuff that I'm mentioning to you, these are things that are being tweaked for the update next week that you guys have been finding. Like, oh my gosh. There's still a lot more. The stream could just be me reading from a list. Oh my gosh. I don't think anybody wants that though in particular. Okay, so we took out these foes. Our health looks bad. Our ship looks kind of gross, but then also it has damage. See what I did there? I think we're gonna change our ship colors. It's actually kind of bothering me. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we're gonna do another mission because I'm stubborn. We'll do one more mission because I'm stubborn, and then we will change our ship around. We're gonna keep our current assortment of gear, but we will add in some health regenerating items just in case things get a little too dangerous. Kazaa saying full utility build to focus on devices and ultimates is a lot of fun, especially with that third device slot. Oh yeah, I imagine so. And we're happy with those results mostly. We are identifying some other issues with some of the devices, but that's more of an internal thing. It's like, well, just gotta tweak and stuff. And there's still a lot more devices to come. Oh my gosh. So many more devices. Any chance to answer a Steam follow-up question? Oh shoot, what was the question? My apologies. Nessie DBT asks, will there be anything hard enough that's impossible to out-level it? That sounds like you're referring to like, if the cap of our game is gonna be level 30, which is what the plan is, we would encounter like a level 35 enemy. Is that kind of what you mean in that regard? Is that what you mean? Because there's definitely, what else? Okay. So yeah, so the prospect, the ideas that are floating around, and know that this isn't final, so I'm not confirming this or denying it, is that we do have some ideas where the in-game state would have enemies that are straight up higher level than you. So no matter your builds, no matter your professional nature to the game, no matter how much goods you've stoked up, you know, everything's level 30, it's all superior, you know, that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna beat everything in the game at that juncture. It's still gonna come down to that skill level of play, right? You're going to have to throw down with them in a way that bests them. You can't just beat them by stats alone. That is the concepts and the ideas on the table. I hope we get to it. I hope we get to it. But we will have more information regarding to what direction we take in the future on that one. I like that question a lot. So what's the question that was over on the Steam follow-up? I mean, question about AI, not about voice. A question about AI. What's the question? What's the question? I missed it in chat, and I'm sorry. I want to answer your question though, so please hit me up again. That wasn't enough to kill him. Oh gosh! No thank you. No thank you. Okay, the detonator drone's over there. They're kind of floating around my mines. Fly into them, please. There we go, much better. Try this proto scout. Thermogun is less good. I'm sure some of you have noticed that. You go away. Use that device way too late. Oh well.
Hello, this Nifty Station? You're speaking to Nifty Station? Job's complete. Good. I want my payment. Signature's fine. Here you go.
Yeah, that detonator was awfully close. I EMP'd it as I boosted, so that way if I got too close through my boost, that I wouldn't trigger it. That was incredibly close. Okay, so Shuzan hit me up with the follow-up. Thank you. Why can't Bomber in one case spam with long-range missiles when there is no snipers around? In another case, it acts as a tank to protect sniper drones from us and spam with mines instead. Why can't... Can it not? Maybe I'm confused by the question, but I don't see why you couldn't do that. Oh, you're referring to an enemy. Okay, you're talking about difference in the behaviors. Okay, got it. Now we're on the same page. I was thinking about the player's bomber ship, which you could probably see why 404. Let's see. So yeah, basically, this is just a matter of developer preference in our game, just in our own game design. So this is not something new. I'm not gonna like crack that open and say like, oh, look at us, we're so very different. Like, enemies are designed to be memorable in a way that visually you know what they're gonna do. That's just, in some games that's not the case. Some games it's like every enemy looks the same, but they all do something different. Just it depends on what the developer's intent is. And for us, because we have a lot of different enemy types, what we want to do is associate in your player brain that when you see that particular enemy, it's going to perform actions that are accustomed to the type that it is. So Outlaw Scouts are going to bob and weave a little bit at range, then they're gonna close a gap, maybe fire a missile, then they're gonna boost away from you and do that cycle, that routine. But the variant of that same scout, the prospector, he's gonna hang back and shoot you from afar. He's gonna be a little butthead, all right? Or you see the variation of the proto scout, which is pretty similar to the initial scout. He's gonna be a little more agile and also have more shielding, right? Like it's more of like an equipment change on that. And each of the variations of enemies, they're each gonna have a little bit of that style, a little bit of that flair. So you recognize that variation type and you say, this is the way it's going to behave. And then this also presents a very beautiful challenge when you run into a group of enemy types and you see those particular enemies here, those particulars there, a couple more that are woven in between. So you know you're gonna have to do something specific for this group, something specific for that group, and maybe work around another strategy since it's mixed in with another particular enemy type in that same group. So now we've got a little bit of an emergent sort of opening up of tactics, right? Because now you can't just fly right into the mix because that enemy type's over there and that's exactly what they want you to do to capitalize on you. But you also can't just blast them at range because they also, you got to put it together, right? You got to find a solution. So that's why we've designed each enemy type to have a particular AI style about it, while also ensuring that the variations and other factors, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, will present a little bit of a new challenge, even based on those understandings of their AI from the get-go. So a really good question. I hope I was thorough enough. I kind of went a little crazy on it, but I hope that's more than clear as to the direction we're taking, and why we have those distinct AI styles associated with the type of enemy that's doing it. So thank you for jumping over and asking that. I appreciate that. Okay. My goodness, what is this conversation on YouTube, you guys? Yeah, okay, Spootnut talking about attribute scaling and whatnot. Yeah, so yeah, attribute scaling is a very important thing pertaining to a loadout. Because like right now, I basically have none. I've got a bunch of precision with weapons that aren't particularly keen on doing critical hit damage. So basically my loadout right now is crap. I'll point that out. My loadout right now is crap. I haven't gone in any particular direction. It's just, it's just how my ship is. What we could do, want to swap to Vanguard and see some crazy combat? We could do that. We could do that real quick. Have I finished the EVERSPACE 1 story? I know you were asking somebody else. I just wanted to, whatever. I'm still curious as to the thought process behind the genre change from EVERSPACE 1. Oh man, actually, the crazy thing, Ugloff, is that from the get-go, we actually wanted to create an open world styled space game from the beginning. We lacked the funding. It's a real short answer, but that's what it was. We didn't have the funding to do so. So after the success of EVERSPACE 1 and through your support that gave us life at all to exist, we moved into EVERSPACE 2 and said, hey, you know what? This roguelike loop actually was really good for the story, which translates quite well and now into an open world setting with one life. Feels good. Feels good. So it was a funding thing, but we integrated in with the story and we're very pleased with the results. Oh. So good questions. I'm also watching the time here because I want to highlight some of the screenshots and stuff that you guys have. But man, I also have a lot of you guys. It's so much fun in the Discord. Let's actually take a quick break because I want to talk about some of the social sites that you can go to if you have been observing EVERSPACE 2 but haven't pushed the button. And by the way, we totally respect that. When I say we, I'm talking ROCKFISH Games. If you have not jumped onto the early access, that's fine. We understand. There's a lot of early accesses out there. There's a lot of questionable developments, and it's hard to trust a developer these days. We get it. If you don't want to buy, that's fine. That's great. But these are the sites, these are the locations that you can do to watch from afar to see if we're actually living up to the expectations that you have for the game. You can see the Discord where we have a lot of conversations, a lot of fun, a lot of banter. It's great. There's a lot of stuff that the community likes to post in there. We've got obviously Twitch and YouTube, which are a chunk of audiences from right now. We've got Twitter, where we highlight community stuff, as well as Instagram. There's a lot of community highlighting there. Reddit discussions go crazy. A shout out to Hazy as our moderator, who mostly runs things over there pretty fluidly too. But anything and all things EVERSPACE 2 you can find in all these locations to watch us, even if it's from afar, and it's totally cool to do so. To bring it, to watch us bring this all together and deliver on all the promises that we have made. Excellent. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up a Vanguard save, and I have very much called it Battle 1. There's just like straight up, I was doing a little project and I was trying to do something, and I'll just load this. I'm pretty sure I'm not doing anything super cheeky. I did cheat in it, so I do have certain things that I'm not supposed to have. Hopefully you guys don't mind, because the battle's fun. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. So we're gonna load this in and be cheeky. Just a quick look. Yeah, so you can see my attributes are all maxed out and I have 10 augmentation modules left. Look, guys, game dev gonna game dev. All right, that's not important right now. I just wanted to like subtly boost everything. Still not optimized either. Like, there's plenty of you out there who's probably looking at these stats going, you're level 18 and you only have your max at 770. Yeah, I know. It's kind of embarrassing, but don't worry about that. It's fine. We're gonna just fly around the Vanguard and destroy stuff here for a little bit. And we can dive back into a different ship if you want, and maybe highlight some of Matthias's work in the Interceptor or the Sentinel if we can find one as well. Okay. Here we go. I don't like that sniper drone. Okay. Let's see, where's that armor drone? Get out of here, all right? Seriously, where's that armor drone? Oh! Okay, all right. There you are. Ah, yes. Come here. Whoops. There we go. Nope, nope, thank you. Too many close missiles. So this is more in line of how the Vanguard should probably be played. And operating with some heavy maneuverability stats. Come here. Ah. There we go. That was a bad shot. Goodness gravy. Too close. All right. There we go. Just trying to isolate each target, you know. Oh gosh. Goodness gravy, all these missiles. We gotta take this guy down. Come on. Go down. No. You stay here. Nice. Okay. Actually, yeah, we'll take it. Okay. Couple more shenanigans, then we'll get back to questions. I'm just really focused. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I hope you can see that. I just like manipulating my foes and just, you know, crushing them. I mean, who doesn't like that, right? Who plays games like, I don't like being able to do anything to my foes? Okay, good, good. Too close. Should be enough. Oop, oh, no, I don't like you there. No, no, thank you. We're doing okay. Ooh, a Zarkov signal, okay. We might be able to do something like this all over again in just a moment. Yeah! You're too slow! Excellent. All right. Feels good. So this is more of what your ship probably operates like in game, where you can kind of just like screw around, have a bit of fun, even in these situations, provided you're using the tools at your disposal, provided you're being smart about your engagements. If I would have just went ham and went into the middle of all that, you saw there's lots of different enemy types. I intentionally gave a mixture there so that I had kind of like isolate each one, which you saw me do with an assortment of tools that we haven't quite talked about too much yet, but are in the game. So these are very much live in the experimental build, and there's going to be a lot more to do with it when it goes live next week. So as you guys also saw me fly the Vanguard, was it last week? And I got like absolutely wrecked, right? Did I even lose hit points in that battle? Did I even lose hit points? It's just me being smart about how I was engaged, that's all. And we want that to be a very satisfying, rewarding experience. Cheater, says Nesty. Okay, you're right, I am cheating, but it's to replicate, oh my God, anyway. You get the point, I know you do. Vanguard looks a magic ship. It is magic. It's 90% magic, 10% love. Aw, delightful. 90% magic, 10% love. That's a weird thing. Just ignore that. Okay, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. All I know is that we want to fling ourselves over here and wow, not crash into this very large asteroid. Good. Oh, that's a beautiful little scene there. Pleasant stroll into the unknown. Anyway, questions. Sure, I just like opened the door for some new ones. Did I beat hardcore mode? Yes, many times. An excessive amount of times, actually. I also did an excessive amount of save wipes in EVERSPACE 1 for kicks and giggles. To where I would challenge myself to beat all of the ships without any perks in the story mode. That's a lot of fun too. Definitely recommend it. In fact, I would argue that completing the second run on hard mode is probably the hardest challenge in EVERSPACE 1, because even though you don't get the handicaps from hardcore, you don't get any perks at all. You get no perks the entirety of the run. So if anybody's looking for a greater challenge in EVERSPACE 1, there you go. It's a self-challenge, and I don't encourage many to do this, but for those hardcore players out there, I know that you're immediately thinking challenge accepted. Go try it. It's fun, it's satisfying. It feels really good. Chips everywhere in Zarkov. Chips! Absolutely. What's the current level cap? In the experimental, it goes up to 18. But what is a level cap? What does that mean? Are there accessibility options? We have been improving accessibility over time, and we will continue to do so. So a lot of our accessibility, it comes more from like a technical standpoint, like, you know, your FPS cap, max FPS, V-syncs, SSGIs and via DLSS, motion blur, chromatic aberration, lens flares, a lot of that type of stuff. We do have, I mean, obviously audio as well. But we also have like, oh goodness, we have the, here it is. So I turn the damage numbers off. I hide the HUD in the cockpit. I show the key bindings in the cockpit. I also show a mouse dead zone that helps me out. That's an accessibility feature. The HUD center indicator, also a very basic one. Disabling camera shakes. But there are more coming. Some people have asked about, you know, what about colorblind mode? Like, is that ever showing up? We did colorblind mode in EVERSPACE 1, so you can probably formulate a conclusion from there. There's just a lot more accessibility. The difficulty mode in and of itself will be an accessibility feature. That's coming down the line. Shoot, I know there's a couple accessibility options that are more than just basic ones that my brain is not processing at the moment, but there are a number that we are including in time, for sure. Chip devices screen still under development. I I can't show the ship devices screen in this cheat build. But the ship devices, I don't believe it is. I don't believe the ship device screen is still under development. We're pretty happy with how accessible it is. If you feel differently, you let us know in the forums and what you would do to fix that. We're certainly open to feedback and your interpretation, because we want to make the game better. So you're playing with VSync for the stream, yeah. You got me. Any plans for the option to increase text size? This is something we also did with EVERSPACE 1 and will likely appear in EVERSPACE 2. At the very least, I can say that it's been a point of discussion, so we'll see. But I do know that accessibility is, I mean, that's a big thing. We don't take that lightly. We know that in order for individuals to play their games, we have to provide many options. There's many different types of systems out there. There's many different types of gamers. We get it. We get it. I also need to provide the disclaimer that there is an intended way to play the game though. So, you know, we're gonna be focusing on that pathway first. So the accessibility options, even though we do take them very seriously, they will be coming later in development. So do keep that in mind, and thank you for your patience in regards to that. Would like to see the number of device upgrades on the secondary device screen. Just gonna straight up say that I like that a lot. We'll see if we can make that happen. I like that. Makes sense. Oh my gosh. Finny Master. EVERSPACE 2 hardcore, but every time you die, you have to do an EVERSPACE 1 run to respawn. So, I love that and hate it at the same time. You're a cruel individual, but also, like, challenge accepted. I love that. To get the true experience. Oh, goodness. But I will say that, you know, hardcore mode, it's in a roguelike, makes a ton of sense. Open world, could. It doesn't mesh with our intended vision, so we're going more in a direction of difficulty modifiers as opposed to an alternate mode to play the game in. This is also cracking open into the territory of like a new game plus territory. I know a lot of people have asked about that. Could it work for our game? Yes. Is it what we have intended? There's a conversation around that, and we'll have more to talk about regarding to what that looks like and why in the future. But for now, know that we are still heavily in the content phase of development, which is adding materials into the game. Modes come much later. Modes come after the game is established. So also keep that in mind. How do you come up with the different kinds of ships? Oh my gosh, you're asking like game design techniques. Goodness, that's so tricky to answer, because is there a right way? Is there a wrong way? But what I will say is that we are veterans in the space game industry. We came over, we didn't just like start ROCKFISH Games and then throw out EVERSPACE as a concept and like, oh, this is the first time we're ever doing something like this. No, we started from a long list of games. Like Michael's, goodness, Michael, it's either 25 or 30 years. It's one of the 5 milestones. Shoot, he's been doing this for a long time. That's the point. He's been doing this for a long time. Like, he knows his stuff, and he's our leader. And then we got veterans on the team that have been like hard coding crap for like 10 plus years. It's just like everyone's got a ton of experience moving into this. The only thing we didn't have when we started was funding. So we didn't just come into it blind, we just came into it poor. And from that point, we've been able to build ourselves up. And yeah, I mean, so coming up with those ships, like we got plenty of different design philosophies, as well as straight up creative experience and ideas that we've been coming up with for 25 plus years. Some of which I'm sure a lot of people have noticed come from previous titles we've worked on. And I'm not talking about EVERSPACE 1. Hello, says Excelsior. Hello to you as well. Will there be more consumables coming? Consumables are a very particular topic because it's one that was supposed to get a huge overhaul, and then we redacted that step, and we've still gone in and made a number of changes. I'm sure some of you have recognized these changes. For example, nanobots no longer restore a fixed amount, but they provide a percentage amount of restoration. Little things like that to make them more viable and opportunistic. There very well could be more going through the consumables in regards to tweaking and modifying them and making them easier to reach with your hands on a keyboard. But also, like, there could very well be more consumables that I may or may not be able to hint at or tease in the future. Christian and Michael started the first business in 1993. So yeah, there you go. Boom. So Michael knows things. Okay? Okay, boys and girls? We do not make our decisions lightly around here. Can we get a mod for the fusion hook that lets the player swing around corners a bit more? I love this thing. May I recommend turning your inertia dampeners off? Like, it's a lot of fun. New missile types. Yeah, we, So what's kind of funny is I'm already showing a couple things that I had mentioned to Michael that I wouldn't show in the stream today. Sorry, Michael, but you know, it happens. But I'm not actually cracking open all the new stuff that's coming to you in the Zarkov update today. It's more like engaging with you guys, answering your questions, and making sure that you're getting the love you deserve based on the feedback you've provided from the last freaking week. And we've made so many adjustments and tweaks already. And we're excited to see even what comes from this weekend and into and up to the Zarkov update, because you are making things so much more advantageous to the player base. That's coinciding with our vision so much better. Like, it's good. It's good. The overshield while inertia dampeners was fixed. I believe so. Yeah. So you have to be boosting. That's the big change that we made, which I believe is in the proper wording. No, it's not. It says flying above normal speed. That should be changed to boosting. All right. Point taken. Change language of overcharge to boosting. Thanks for your feedback. Beautiful. Can I get an oh yeah? Oh yeah. What? Why? Because we don't. Okay, so the intentionality of the overcharge is that it's meant to regenerate you as you are boosting over your standard speed. So it's an inherent effect of boosting. That's basically what it comes down to. Instead, when you have your inertia dampeners flinging you around and you're charging up your shields and you're charging up your energy for your thrusters at the same time, it literally means you can have overcharge infinitely. Yes, it's a bit skill-based in regards to that. I'm not going to deny that, but it's not the intended process, and that is why we are removing it. Who knows? Maybe it'll come back. But for now, nah, it's a bug. Sorry. So, good stuff. So we're at about 25 minutes in. Cruise should work. does cruise not work? I thought cruise did work for overcharge. It maintains the shield. So cruise maintains the shield. And it looks like inertia dampening also maintains the shield as well. So you don't lose shield because you're still moving, but because you're not boosting, you're not gaining it. So there is that benefit. Getting into those specific details. So there you go. So you could pop off inertia dampeners and just glide and maintain your shields. That's a little bit of an exploit, but we'll allow it. Just don't run into something. Ha! But anyway, I wanna show some stuff off from the community. We've got a lot of stuff today. I'm gonna take my time though. If we don't get to everything, that's fine. That's fine. But I still want to brag because you guys are awesome. So first things first, we're gonna just crack open like the general screenshots that you all do, because again, insane. The level of detail, composition, coloration, all of these types of things, they're awesome. And I've got a big shout out at the end of this, by the way. I just wanted to recognize some details regarding from our PR and marketing department. So this first one actually comes from BW Lamprick. He drops so many photos on the Discord. It's been overwhelming at times, but we have some delightful shots in there. We got some delightful shots in there. So this one comes from him. Just love that composition. It's pretty confident this is from Union, but man, does that set the stage for what Union offers. My goodness, does that look menacing? Almost looks like a creature coming out of the asteroid, like an exogorth from Star Wars. Who knows the name of that creature? What a dork. Yes, I am. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, they're just a great shot. You can also see actually the new transports that were added in the Zarkov. I'm not talking about new stuff, goodness gravy, but regardless, like there's a lot that shows up just in this composition. It draws your eye into the mystery of it all, and that's why I chose this one in particular. It's such a delightful shot. A lot of you guys highlighted and liked my photo. I actually think that this photo is bad, and I want to explain why. I think the only reason you liked it is because I shared the photo, but compositionally, this shot is kind of lame. Yeah, we got these diagonal angles. I'm helping you photographers out there, okay? You're wanting to make your shots better? Listen up. So basically, the composition of the shot, the centralized positioning of this Okar ship, it's way too close, okay? Unless we were going into talk about the details of the ship, in which case I would argue then it's not close enough, right? I just want to show that I'm blasting away at this Okar ship, and the details were pleasant enough. I was like, I'll just post it up there. There's nothing really exciting going on in the background to complement the foreground. We have this burst of smoke, which, the orange and blue, it's a nice complement, but it's off to the side. Like, where are my eyes trying to go here? My eyes are confused. There's nothing leading me through this shot, okay? Yes, right now I am absolutely critiquing one of the photos that I had, but it's because you liked it, okay? Don't like this photo. It's not a very good photo, okay? I can do better, you can do better, we all know it, okay? So also I didn't add any particular effects to this through our photo mode, giving a depth of field or anything like that, to again highlight where I want those eyes to follow the photo. So yeah, keep these pointers in mind. There's a thing called rule of thirds. Whenever you see the highlighting grid, hang on a second, hang on. Let me go back to the game. Let me just show this real quick. There's this rule of thirds that's incredibly important to think about. Whenever you're holding for your camera controls, see these grid lines that show up? This can help entice a more powerful setting. So like, if we put the ship in that diagonal in the upper left, and we put the warp gate in the lower right, we already have a more dynamic composition that's bridging where your eyes are led through the composition. There's still a lot more details about this that I would change because the ship's not boosting, the ship's not turning, but this is so much better of a shot than this, right? Where we just have the ship in the middle and then we have the warp gate in the background is all meshing together. It's like, oh, well, those are the prominent things. They need to be in the middle. Not the case. Rule of thirds helps you out to give that a little bit more dynamicism to help lead the eyes through the composition. Use it. Those tools are right in there. You just hold the right mouse button. Boom, bada bing, okay? So now that I've fully criticized my own work, let's talk more about your guys' work, which is incredibly more awesome. So this one comes from Excel, leading the eye forward, as we've already spoken about in particular, giving the Fusion Hook a go, and the same area I was using it, nice. Excel has done a wonderful job of providing some really cool screenshots as well. Wanted to highlight this ship coloration too. I quite dig that. The highlighted teal coloration, almost cyan with the greens. Comes across delightfully so. Good one there. I also like this bridge over to the middle centralized area. This is also invoking mystery, like what's gonna happen next, what's around the corner. Definitely dig it. Solid work there, Excel. We're gonna jump over to Geometry Prime, and let me tell you what, Geometry Prime, sir, you are absolutely getting into the Galactic Photographer Club, because holy crap, dude. You have been, you popped off in the last update. My gosh, really digging your shots. So just gonna give you some praise right now. This is one of yours, just a nice high action shot with some pretty solid detail. I do love that orange and blue Vanguard you're flying. Also with Alec in the background hooking you up. Pretty solid. We got a couple from Geometry Prime, so we're gonna look at several of these. This one as well, goodness gravy. That's just full force. Intense. Solid. I love all the effects that you've got going on here. The boosting right at the opponent with the greens. So much beautiful green action. Oh my gosh. Look at this boy. I could slap that up on my wall. That'd be perfect. That'd be awesome. So really like how that's coming together in your photos. Just, you're making my eyes pleased. That was gonna end a little bit more cleverly and I just lost it. Whatever. Next one from Geometry Prime, yet another one. Give it, like, see how the ship's not like directly in the middle? Those asteroids popping in the background. We've got this super clear shot of everything that's transpiring in this shot. Oh my gosh. Dudes, I'm digging it. Geometry Prime, just major kudos to you. I've got another shot of yours that I want to show a little bit later. We're gonna show it last, actually, because I wanted to add some additional context to why. So I'll need you to just hold your horses, and we'll talk about it in a few. Next, let's go into Kazaa, and freaking Kazaa. Huzzah to Kazaa, guys. This dude, this champion among the community right now, he has been all over, not only taking some beautiful screenshots. Wait, no. Hold your applause for the end, please, ladies and gentlemen. He's been going ham with taking remarkable screenshots through the various compositions that he's been composing. He's also just been amazing at finding things that work a little too well in the game space and having a lot of fun with it. And what a treat, what a delight. Kazaa, sincerely from ROCKFISH to you, thank you for all that you have been doing and cracking open and breaking our game. You're helping everybody through this process, so thank you so much for that. Let's check out a couple more of your shots. Just bring the rule of thirds together. Oh my gosh. Don't worry, we're not in photography class. I'm not gonna keep giving you instruction on how to take photos, but wow, am I right? Like, just that sense of exploration and adventure, just so good here. I also love the green emissive lights on your interceptor in particular. I think you've made a great selection, making it all come together. We got a number of Kazaa, so we're gonna go through them all. Another just very pleasing shot. Yes, this one is in the very middle, but it's it's like it's bordered, right? We have this depth of field in this corner. Hang on a second, am I blocking it? Yeah, I'm kind of blocking it. Like, you can see there's intended depth of field here. Furry asteroid, blurry. That's the term I'm looking for. Oh gosh, now I have to live with that. Anyway, blurry asteroid in the foreground helps bring the rest of this imagery together as you're focused in on the Zarkov vortex itself. Oh my gosh. Beautifully done. Very, very good work here as well. Next, we've got another one from Kazaa showing a little bit more of the life in these systems. We've got a pretty large ship nearby this dock where you can play hard but win harder. We also have, is that double meat? Is that what that says? Double neat. I think that says double neat. Oh my gosh, why have I not noticed that? Somebody's having fun on the development team. Yeah, that's what it says. That's definitely an in. We're just seeing the various colors that come off of nearby star bases and vessels. We're happy with these results. We're happy that you're happy with those results. Bringing things together. Monty in the chat giving good vibes. Thanks for that as well. Really solid. Then we get more into some of the stuff that Kazaa's been breaking. And guys, oh my gosh. When I say breaking, like, sir, this is a teleporter that has no cooldown on it, and it's created an incredibly neat effect. So, yeah, I can't even deny that even though this is not the intended way, it still looks awesome. It's a teleporter with EMP. I should be more clear. Teleporter with EMP. So you can see the EMP effects start all the way in the upper left and then keeps teleporting at EMPs each time. To create that almost like a laser beam shooting off from Prescott Starbase look. Pretty neat, pretty clever as well. We've got one more that's composed without doing anything super crazy, but the Outlaws got a little too close to this GMB facility, so they are fighting back, and we see just kind of the natural engagement in these territories where GMB aren't going to take crap from Outlaws if they get too close, and Outlaws are going to be Outlaws and raid nearby stations and whatnot. So I think that comes together pretty well as well. Golden ratio. Ooh, Excelsior. Yeah, we could talk about the golden ratio. That could be, we need to like sit down and have just like a discussion. Okay, so you want to be a photographer? You know, it's but don't worry, it's fine. Don't worry about that for now. But I am glad you brought that up. That's good. But still, love the natural progression of factions running into each other in the various spaces. There will be more of this as we continue developing the game. Not to some like super grand scale where you see like massive outlaw fleet come in to take out a GMB base. Like if you're trying to think on that level, like slow down, just want to curb those expectations. That's not the intended way that we want things to progress, but we will have some pretty hefty trade-offs between the various factions that you can or can't choose not to engage with through the course of the experience as well. Love it when factions fight each other. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I like going around Union and seeing some outlaws that are just like, oh crap, and the O card just swoop in. You're just like, see you later. It also feels very reminiscent of EVERSPACE 1 for me, so maybe it's a nostalgic feeling even? I'm not sure. But then we get to this one in Kazaa. Oh my gosh. This looks like a rave party at wow. That's just super cool. And this was also achieved by using the same techniques he did before, where it's a teleporter, an EMP, but he's going back and forth to the same location using the modifier or the mode that makes you turn the direction you are facing. So he's basically teleporting here and then he's teleporting back and forth and spamming EMP. And it makes it look like, I mean, the way that I look at it is like two subwoofers just going, and it's just like super rave party at the casino. That's what I'm getting, like, you know, whatever. It feels great. I dig this one so much. It's got the best vibes. So thank you for that. Solid work. Oh, I see a question that Michael has gone in and okay, well, yeah, we'll let that one be. That's a good question. Michael, thank you for being personal with the chat and answering questions that I don't get to because I'm focused on doing silly beatbox things. Yeah, but yeah, because still, I love that. I now want like some sort of like spaceship rave party, which doesn't make any sense, but I don't care. It looks cool. Very, very good stuff. Next one comes from Spoot Knight. I dig the way that he colorized the ship. I made mention to this to you in the Discord itself, I really liked your colors, even though you hadn't unlocked a lot of them, but you had kind of like this old school vibe to it, where it was kind of a junker vehicle. And I was like, well, you should go take damage. I think it would look better. So we went and took damage, and lo and behold, it actually, like, I love how this looks like a junker. Like, this, that's solid look. This is great. I mean, it's just highlighting the ship itself, but goodness, I love that. I love the way that came across. So good color palette, good stylization. I hope that you haven't repaired yet. No repairs, right? Don't repair it ever. Just let it be a hunk of junk in space. So good. So a couple other ones to show. Oh, I actually passed it. How did I pass it? Wait, let's go back. We need to go all the way to the beginning. Okay, so Blue Fire has done us an incredible service. You all need to know this, okay? This, I don't know how long it took. My guess is at least 2 hours, but he composed this very elegant rendition of the gunship. And I know that took him a long time, but our community was very quick to indicate that the gunship has 4 mounts. And he was like, oh, yeah, that's a really good point. So he went back to the drawing board, and then he came up with this major improvement, super quality. I really don't have words. So just a major shout out to Blue Fire and all that you do. I am mad impressed. Keep up the solid work. We love this. I mean, this is great. Seriously. You guys are having fun. I dig it greatly. So yes, this is full-blown 100% gunship. Highly accurate. So good. Okay, so now we have to jump back forward, go through all the images again. And next one we have the Chemical Bro having some fun. Oh my gosh. Look at this guy. Oh goodness gravy. We got Adam over here. We've got the minifigure included right here. You know, we got the side ship, the gunship over here, right? The gunship's right there as well. We've got the striker as well. We got drones coming after the player. You know, we got added information on the side. There's it's the Neil Armstrong speech, if I'm not mistaken. But he also has like the gunship rear shot. Like, look at this level of detail, man. Like, that's absurd. That's so quality. I love how I changed the Lego to RFG. Like, the more you look at it, the more little details that come out of it. Guys, this is stuff that just brings us life. Like, oh my gosh, you guys are so awesome. You're having a lot of fun, and I dig it. I really dig it. So good. 10,087 pieces. It's a shame it wasn't 1,337 pieces. Am I wrong in that regard? But otherwise, we'll accept this. It's fine. Very, very cool. Definitely dig it. Next one, we got another shot. This one comes from Tiberius, and if I recall the story correctly, this photo happened because he was navigating one of his children at the same time, and like he had to pause the screen. And so when he paused the screen, it was like a really cool angle. So then when he went back in, he went into photo mode and looked at different angles of it and captured this out of it. Pretty sure that's the story. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tiberius, but that's how I understood it. But very cool shot of a GMB light fighter getting the heck out of there as a station basically is under attack, getting exploded in the background. Very, very cool. Digging those vibes. So last but not least, I had a couple other things to share with you. I have to pull up, hang on, this bad boy. So I know that you saw a little clip of that. I doubt you could read any of it, which is good because I'd get in trouble if you could. But I wanted to bring up two other little shots, and I need to bring up some information to talk about in regards to this. So the first shot is this one, okay? This is what you're looking at here. This is a specialty crafted shot that we did internally. Okay, this is Matthias's work. he had ended up making 67 Vanguard screenshots, okay? And Michael, whenever we do this process, Michael goes through, he scrubs them, and we figure out what are ideal for like our official press releases and whatnot, okay? So this one was done internally, okay? Professionally done, screenshot, okay? So you've got the warp gate in the background, you got the missile moving forward in the foreground, you obviously have a strong focus on the Vanguard itself with a nice bright light covering it so you can see more of those details. You're seeing a new location, you're seeing these glowy blue bits, so you know that there's a little bit more to be found, you know there's a little bit more to explore here. There's a lot of these little details. Obviously the vertical asterisk, we're capturing newness in what Zarkov has to offer. That's how this is cultivated from the get-go. But everything from the angle of the missile coming in here, like your eyes just want to follow this from left to right. You're just like, you're moved. Your eyes are literally moved through how this composition is proposed. Using the depth of field, obviously that makes a strong impact. There's a lot of these components that come together that highlight the game space that you're in. And this is why I just want to give you guys so much praise, because a lot of your shots, like some of them feel like they're professionally crafted, right? So that being said, I want to read this almost verbatim from Michael. This shot comes from Geometry Prime. And I think it was kind of a shot on the whim where he was just like, you know, I want to take a shot with a new purple coloration, and dang, like, holy crap, that lighting, absolutely solid. The composition, you've got this angle of the planet, you've got the moon in the background, like you've got your thrusters going so that you can see these added layers of details, all in just a shot of a ship on a planet. Like there's nothing else going on, and there doesn't need to be. It's just clean. And this is what Michael had to say. He said, I immediately thought we had to have it as the Vanguard hero shot in the Kickstarter Steam news update, because look at it, it's perfect. The perspective, the composition, the lighting, and thrusters, boosters, and inertia dampeners on, it doesn't get any better than that. It even shows one of the new ship colors without screaming it in our faces. This is an undoctored screenshot that could stand right next to any AAA sci-fi action RPG. So even our friends at Evolve, our lead PR agency, agreed that this shot deserves some extra online love. So round of applause. That comes straight from the man himself, from Michael. Solid work, Geometry Prime. So we're absolutely gonna be distributing the Galactic Photographer role for you in the Discord, because it's just so well deserved. So thank you for that, Michael. Thanks for your words in regards to Geometry Prime. You guys are freaking kick-ass, and I love it. Oh my gosh. Very, very, very good stuff. My art degree wasn't wasted after all, says Tiberius. No, that's funny. Yeah, in regards to your shot from a little bit ago, yeah, it's good stuff. But all of you guys, seriously, thank you, just with presenting excellence in all that you do. Even if it's a meme, Blue Fire, like, we love it so much, and just going ham and just spreading that love. And more so, we absolutely enjoy how much you've ripped into our game and what it's offered and what it doesn't, because it's questions that you have regarding ship customization and tweaking thrusters and adding in new devices or mechanics or whatever. That stuff is what inspires us. That stuff is what pushes us forward. We have a lot of stuff on our plate. We're not gonna have enough time to get every single one of your ideas in. And also not every idea is ideal for the vision that we have, and that's okay. What matters is you are willing to open up and engage with us on a very personal level and say, hey, I find your product great or bad, and this is why. And that helps everybody in this early access process. So just again, I know I've been pushing the yay clap button so much, but one more time, huge shout out to all of you and taking the time with your commitment through early access to help make the Zarkov update the best it can possibly be. You guys are freaking insane, and we love you dearly. So we are at the end of the stream. Thank you so much for everybody who was able to swing on by, ask your questions, and engage with us. Because again, like this is our lifeblood. You keep us doing what we're doing. I'm excited for when we're able to push even more stuff that you've helped us tweak into the live Zarkov update midweek. Next week, what's the fourth fall on? Goodness gravy. Is that Wednesday? I don't even freaking know. How do I calendar on my phone? Goodness. Whatever. It's like a Wednesday or whatever. Whatever. Anyway, it's awesome. It's awesome. We're pumped. And we're looking forward and we're watching even more feedback over the course of the next several days. And we're going to see what we can do. And then from there, we're just transitioning right into our fall update where we're gonna have so much more to talk about. It's gonna be actually insane and I might go crazy, but don't worry about me, worry about the game. Excellent. Okay guys, that's basically all we've got today. So you have been super awesome. I've been Eric Schrader, your community ambassador for all things Rockfish games. Don't stop being awesome. I look forward to more screenshots and fan stuff all the rest of the next week, as well as your feedback. And we'll catch you next stream. Toodles! Legitimately wasn't going to show any new content in that stream, by the way. I just had to show the fusion hook and scorpion mode because like it's awesome. Okay, can you blame me? So much fun. I hope you all enjoyed that section. Go crazy with the physics, pull your foes in, then push them out with magnetic repulsor. It is so incredibly satisfying. Do it.